Hello and welcome to the Spirit Safe. My name's Rob. Thank you very much indeed for joining me. What do we have this time? Well, a Speyside single malt Tomintoul 12. I'll say first off that I'm not a big fan of the styling here. All of this gold and sepia type stuff, and it calls itself the gentle dram in this cursive gold script. I think it's old hat. I don't particularly like the way it's been presented, but it's what's inside that's important. So this is bottled at 40% ABV. Chill filtration, probably, at that low ABV. Natural colour, it doesn't say, but it does look a little bit orangey. I bought this from the LCBO about a year ago. I can't remember how much I paid, but it's selling at the LCBO in Ontario at the moment for 113 Canadian, which I think is rather a lot. It does sell in the UK for about £40, so I don't know if it's just the LCBO being a bit cheeky with the pricing. Not available in BC. What else is there to say about it? This is an Oloroso sherry cask finish. It calls itself limited edition, but I think bloody loads of this knocking about. I don't think it was ever a hard to find whiskey. Anything else to say about it before I dive in? Don't think so. Quite a lot of sherry. There is actually a strange balsamic vinegar note that I'm getting actually for the first time. But this is quite the sherry finish. It does dominate the malt. I get raisins, mince pie filling, nutmeg and walnut, very fruity on the nose. All that sweet sherry, kind of a cherry pie note to it. Also, I do get a kind of matchbox or cordite note, a slightly rubbery sulfur note, which I did find a little bit off-putting to begin with. Yeah, there is a bit of a rubbery, slightly a note that leans towards bitter, overripe pineapple, a slight kind of char on the nose as well. But yeah, dry fruit, sweet sherry, butterscotch, vanilla. Very pleasant, but you just get the feeling, we've been here before. Sweet, classic malty Speyside notes on the palate. Suffers a little bit at 40%. It is a little bit watery. No viscosity to it, but it's still quite tasty. I think the good sherry finish has really helped this along quite a lot. A lot of fresh fruit, slightly nondescript fresh fruit, dried fruit, dates and raisins, bit of brandy butter, plums also on the palate. Very sweet. Brown sugar, but it's kind of a thin syrup of brown sugar rather than kind of golden syrup note to it. Pumpkin spice. The finish, very definitely instant coffee granules. Fairly long finish for the low ABV. I did, and this is very strange, get a note of the Japanese white radish, the daikon stuff that you get sliced very thin with sushi. Not quite sure where that came from, but it just immediately popped into my head, very, very vivid. Nutmeg, most definitely. Quite a lot of malt on the finish, but it's not oily or buttery or gristy. It's just sort of speyside malt note to it. An odd umami kind of note, very savoury note to it. Rough oat cake and Coca-Cola in the finish. So all in all, it's not a bad 12-year-old speyside. Nice sherry finish, but for me, it just doesn't break any molds. I can't say that I'll buy this one again. I certainly won't pay 113 Canadian for it. Older Tomintouls, I would consider them. I tried the 14 and the 16. I seem to remember I enjoyed the 14. I'd consider it, but I don't really want to spend, I don't know how much the 14 would be in Ontario if it's sold there, but it's, if 113 is a lot for the 12, then the 14 is probably going to be not too attractively priced. So I will not really be bothering with the Tomintouls for a while. If they were to up the ABV or do something interesting that gets people talking about them again, then I might consider it. But at the moment, there's just too much out there for me to spend too much time with this particular malt. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the review, even though it's not the most exciting thing. Tune in again. We might have a Canadian whiskey or a Japanese whiskey or another Scotch. I'll be the one to choose this time. Fantastic. Thanks very much, everyone. Tune in again. Cheers. Bye-bye.